I'm cooking in bare feet tonight because I did the classic thing yesterday. I don't get out much, and I met a girlfriend after she finished work, and I was determined to wear my high heels. And they were mules, but with a heel, and I thought that'll be fine. But then I decided to go shopping on the way and ended up walking too far. Cut a long story short, I have rubbed a whole load of blisters on my feet. So I will be perfectly happy to just return to my flat shoes when the blisters have healed. On with tonight's cook. Tonight, I'm actually, it's going to be mackerel with potatoes that are crushed with a sort of oh God. I'm not going to refilm this, so I'm going to talk you through the ingredients and then you'll know what the potatoes are crushed with. I'm urging you to watch this film to the end because I will be sharing a few little top tips like how to take the bones out of mackerel, how to crush garlic when you don't use a garlic crusher. Anyway, the ingredients you're going to need are 2 mackerel fillets per person, some new small or Jersey Royal potatoes, some watercress, some chives. Got my chives here. The sauce is going to be, I've got about 150 grams of Greek yogurt. I've got a very large tablespoon. I mean, it was like mounded over the top of horseradish cream. I've got a squished up garlic, which I'll show you how we do that. And I've got about a tablespoon and a half of extra virgin olive oil. I also usually like to finish this dish off with lemon, and I don't have any lemon, not even in the freezer. So I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of lime and olive oil. So I will get on with prepping this. Actually, let's just go straight into it. So not many people, I don't expect you all to have filleting tweezers. So one of these I have filleted. They're actually quite easy to remove the bones because on a mackerel fillet, the only place that they have bones is down the middle. So if you haven't got the tweezers, you just want to get a very sharp knife, put it in at an angle, down the middle, do not cut the skin, and then do the same. So you're making a V. I bet I don't do this perfectly. Of course I won't. But then from there, you can pull out the bones a lot easier, but try not to cut through. There we go, look. Bring a pan of salted water to the boil. I'm actually cooking way more potatoes than I need, but that's because I thought if I'm bringing the pan to the boil, if I've got all these potatoes, I'm going to use some for tonight's dish, and then I'm going to make a potato salad with the leftovers, which I will also film as a separate film. So the potatoes are going to go in. Now, new potatoes, I don't know what size you've got or what variety you've got. They will take anything from 15 to 25 minutes to cook until they're soft, and they do need to be soft. So I'd say after 15 minutes, put a knife in and see if they're cooked and take it from there. While the potatoes are cooking, we can prepare the sauce. So as I said, you've got the yogurt. Oh God. I wish I didn't have brain fog. I know what it is. It's horseradish, garlic, and extra virgin olive oil. And I wanted to show you how, because I know I have evangelized about, oh, I dropped the knife, about you shouldn't crush garlic. So what if a recipe calls for crushed garlic, I've got a garlic here that I have roughly chopped. I've added a little bit of Maldon sea salt, and you can use a knife and you just do this, and it's beautiful, and it turns it into the most fantastic paste. Don't worry about using salt because frankly most recipes need salt, but the smell is wonderful, and I mean, I could do it some more, but you get the point. It's a lovely garlic paste. So that's what you do there. The other thing I want to show you, and this is probably really basic, but it's one of those things that I don't know why I didn't do it a long time ago. You pick chives and then you sort of chop them all the way along. But if you cut them into kind of a manageable bunch like that, and you can chop knives really finely. with a knife, but it's also really easy to chop your chives with a pair of scissors. While the potatoes are cooking, season your mackerel on both sides, and that can just be left for 10 minutes. The very last thing that we're going to cook will be the fish. So lightly crush the potatoes, stir in that sauce that you've made. I'm only going to put in a little bit. I might have made too much sauce for the amount of potatoes I've got. I very specifically try to encourage you to just do what's right for you and the quantities that you're making. This is a quantity for 2 people. It was about a kilo of potatoes, but half of them I am going to be using for potato salad. I am going to put a little bit more on because I do love saucy. I'm also going to, sorry, that goes all the time. I'm going to put in the roughly chopped watercress. If you haven't got watercress, you could put in rocket or arugula. You could put it. I quite like lamb's lettuce, but you want something with a bit of pep to it, so possibly not lamb's lettuce. Taste it. It does need salt. I don't like to salt it until after I've stirred the seasoning in, because there's obviously salt in the water. I'm going to do that with some black pepper, and I'm going to find a lid. I'm going to put the lid on that and let it stay warm while I cook the fish and move the camera angle. These are tips and tricks that I've shown you before, but I'm putting it into action. I actually wet this paper a little bit so it's more pliable. It's lost all that, you know, when you take it out of the roll, it curls up. I am lining a pan with the paper. This method means that you don't have to cook with any fat and you'll get crisp skin, especially with something like mackerel, which is super crispy. So I'm going to put the mackerel in skin side down, and I'm going to cook it for at least 3 minutes on this side. And then when I turn it over, I'll decide how long I cook it on the other side. So bear with me. Use a spatula to just push it down when it needs it, and be patient. I get such pleasure from this. Doesn't need any fat. It's an oily fish. It smells divine. I think possibly when we flip it over, it's probably only going to need 1 minute on the flip side. But I think it does help that I'm cooking this in an iron pan, because that does really give you a fantastic even cook. But it's visual. You can see, I can see that my fish on this side is becoming opaque, so I can tell how long I'm going to need on the other side. Sorry to ramble. I'm flipping my fish after 3 minutes. It's fantastically brown. I am literally going to give that 30 seconds, and then I am taking it. In fact, I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to move it off the heat, because the residual heat will finish it, and then I need to move the camera again. Oh, I've taken the fish out of the pan and onto a plate, because I really can't stand overcooked fish. Very simple to put together. You've got your lovely broken up mash with the watercress. Pile it on the plate. Let's grab a couple of fish. I can't believe how well, that is a crispy skin, how well this cooks. There we are. I am actually going to finish it with just an extra drizzle of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, just around the edge of the plate. I'm not very good at dribbling, but there we are. And some chives, a generous amount of chives. And yes, I know I've been going on about them for the past few weeks. I do still have some chive flowers, so it will make it extra pretty, Meghan Markle style. Do you know, I was thinking today that I could do some flower arranging tips, and I thought, well, no, I can't, because you'll all think I'm trying to be like Meghan. I'm clearly not. I'm not a royal. And there we have it. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. That is pan fried mackerel with crushed horseradish and watercress potatoes. God, I got through it. And coming up next will be potato salad. I'm looking for my clicker. Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, there it is.